Distressing life conditions confront the youth of today. Inequality, gender bias, poverty, oppression, and currently the COVID-19 pandemic. Despite all these happening around us, we know that there is hope. Young people all around the globe are teaming with ideas and initiatives to make a difference in various sectors of society, whether in health, jobs generation, or food production. Their efforts cannot be discounted. Are you a youth who made a difference today? Share your ideas and inspire others to also make a difference. Be part of the inspiration. Send us a short video describing your experiences during this pandemic and what you think can help lighten the heaviness. Check the link in the caption for more information. Your story could help inspire other young people to overcome and become like you as an advocate of inspiration and positivity. Hashtag Youth in Action. Hashtag Youth Involvement. And hashtag Your Voice Matters. This is Project Youth in Resilience.
Good day, everyone! Welcome to another episode of JMC Edu Trends, a discussion that informs, inspires, and transcends. To all our first-time viewers, this program streams live on www.facebook.com/Jose College and on YouTube at JMC Edu Trends. Don't forget to type in your comments and questions, send your emojis, click the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell so you would be notified of future discussions on JMC Edu Trends. Without much delay, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the program host of today's discussion.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of JMC Edu Trends, a discussion that informs, inspires, and transcends. I will be your host for today. My name is Marin Ambrosia, and today we will be discussing another interesting topic that is very relatable, especially for students like me. And hopefully by the end of today's episode, we will be able to answer the question, how do we stay motivated amidst the challenges of the new normal? Stay tuned because we will answer that and more as we progress with today's discussion. But before anything else, I'd like to introduce my co-hosts for today. First, he is the section head of the Training and Development in JMC. Help me welcome Sir Lord Vincent Van Mendoza. Good afternoon,
Good
Sir
afternoon, Mar.
Vince.
Glad to be
Yes,
in the
good
show
afternoon,
once
sir.
again. Yep, for another food for thought. I'm so excited for what's in store this afternoon. Kumusta ka naman dyan on the other side?
Wow, it's a very great day today, sir. I'm very interested with the topic for today. So for you, sir, how important is it to discuss our topic today with our fellow students? Because it's very timely, it's very relevant. So how important is it to discuss this topic today?
It is indeed timely and relevant kasi nga, we are at the time of uncertainty. We need to hear from somebody else who we know have been together with a lot of teenagers just like you are. Yung ating speaker this afternoon, hindi lang siya leader but hindi lang din naging leader, naging youth in the past, but he's been with a lot of, sabihin na natin, mga youngsters. So nakakalito siya in one way or another, and I believe that he has learned a lot, or he has heard a lot of, sabihin na natin, yung mga ways on how to overcome yung mga challenges of being a youth in these perilous times. So ayun yung parang take away ko dun. What about you?
Yes, yes. Yes, that's true. That's true, sir. No, kasi as what you said, it's a time of uncertainty. That's why we need to hear from somebody else who will keep us motivated. Kasi in these times of uncertainty, it's very hard to keep yourself motivated. Like you can't find the motivation within yourself. Sometimes you have to find it outside. So maybe this show will help them give the motivation that they need, especially with the topic for today. All right. So our second co-host for today is a second year student from the College of Information Technology. Help me welcome Mark Paul Canada.
Ay,
Hi
grabe.
guys, good afternoon.
Magandang
Hi, good
hapon,
afternoon.
Mark. Yeah, nice to have you in the show. I believe you're a vlogger, right? How do you do the introduction sa iyong vlog?
Wow.
Yeah,
Yes,
let us
sir,
do
I
it
am.
that way. 'Di ba? Para ano? Sige, para ano naman, para welcoming naman sa iyong ano. How do you do it?
Hi guys, welcome back to my another YouTube channel, and I hope you
Ah,
enjoy.
'di ba?
Wow.
Ang galing. 'Di ba, Mar? Dapat gano'n. All right.
Yes,
Anyway,
sir.
thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I hope that you're going to have a great time being with us for another. Yung nasabi ko na kanina, here's some food for thought. We're going to have a healthy discourse as we invite one notable speaker this afternoon. Go ahead, Mar. Take it away.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, before we proceed, sir, I would like to ask Mark Paul a question kasi first time niya ata nag-co-host with us today. So, I would like to ask Mark Paul a question.
Yes,
So,
Mark.
what do you expect to learn from today's discussion,
First,
Mark?
um, my expectation is that I hope that I can learn more and I can understand how, despite of the pandemic, we are still eager to learn. Despite it's very hard, but we can do it as a student.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, so without further ado, let us proceed with our discussion for today. To introduce our guest speaker, I will give the floor to Sir Vince.
All right. Thank you so much, Mar. I am overtly honored to be the one to introduce to you our guest speaker for this afternoon, because not only that I know him on a personal note, but and also on the professional level, I've known how good he is. He's a leader. He does his job so well. So yeah, I'm so excited to hear from him once more this afternoon. So well, without further ado, let me present to you some accounts of his CV, so that you would know how credible he is to speak on this topic that we have this afternoon. All right, our speaker for this afternoon is a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Hotel and Restaurant Management at Georgia Ilagan College of Business and Tourism. He is also a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in management at the University of Mindanao. And at present, he is taking up Bachelor of Science in Social Work at Jose Maria College, Davao City, and currently elected as the Junior Social Workers Association of the Philippines, Davao Regional President. He is formerly the communications head of the Sangguniang Kabataan Federasyon ng Davao City, and formerly the Child and Youth Development Focal of the City Social Welfare and Development Office, Davao, a Davao Region Youth Representative to the National Youth Commissioner NYC, and the Secretary General of Good Gov PH. His other affiliations include being the Secretary General of the One Mindanao Youth Parliament as a coalition of parliamentarians in Mindanao. He's also the Mindanao Deputy Coordinator of the National Youth Volunteers Coalition, the Chapter Vice President of the Family Planning Organization of the Philippines Davao Chapter, and currently the Pag-asa Youth Association of the Philippines, citywide Secretary General and the District President of Buhangin B District. A motivational and inspirational speaker, an advocate of mental health, and the Mindanao coordinator of the National Mental Health Coalition. A licensed comprehensive sexuality education facilitator or counselor, a peer educator, a board member of the Davao City AIDS Council, a formerly SK District Coordinator, and of course, finally, the currently is currently the Education Development Center Youth Development Officers of the Out of School Youth with Dep Ed Als Davao. Ladies and gentlemen, at the Trans family, please help me in welcoming our guest speaker for this afternoon, Mr. Emmanuel Navarro Crismas. And po, Sir
Hmm.
Emmanuel, welcome to the show.
Hi po. Yes, thank you so much, Sir Vince and Marianne, Mark, and for introduction, no, for introducing me on today's discussion. And I also would like to thank GMC, of course, our founder Apollo Sitibulol for the invites, no, for inviting me to be the speaker of this afternoon's discussion. So, this day or today, we will be discussing about how do we embrace or embracing education amidst the new normal. So unsa ba tong ano ba yung mga struggles natin? What are the initiatives, the innovative activities no nga ginapangbuhat sa ato ang mga teachers or sa ato ang mga estudyante, especially sa Jose Maria College during this very challenging situation. So without further ado, I'd like to also I remind our participants, to our my classmates, my schoolmates, and the rest of the social media people who's watching our live video now to stay tuned, no, to stay focused on our discussion because later this afternoon we will be tawag niyan, we will be accommodating questions no and concerns probably or any additional thoughts coming from you to add up on our discussion this afternoon. So without further ado, let me share my screen. Ayan, so hopefully you guys can see my screen. Makikita naman siya, Sir Vince, no?
Yes po.
Sir Vince?
We can see your
Okay.
screen.
Ayan. So once again, we will be discussing the embracing education amidst the new normal. So I am your speaker this afternoon. My name is Emmanuel Navarro Crismas. I am also BS in Social Work student of Jose Maria College. And apart from that, I am the Youth Development Officer, Davao City for the Education Development Center and the National Volunteers Coalition Deputy Coordinator. So giving this question, no, I'd like to ask this question, or I'd like our participant to screenshot or to answer this question, no. I have three questions here, so dili man ako makita ng ilang mga answers. What you can do is to answer this and then keep it for yourself na for the meantime, and then you can comment it as well on our Facebook Live, or kung makuha nato dito sa ato ang StreamYard, pwede ra pud nato siya ma-mention kung unsa ba tong mga issues or ano ba yung mga issues and concerns of the young people, particularly in the new normal education setup. You know, you can just name one. No, I'll just pause this question on the screen so you could answer it. You could post your answer in the live section or in the comment section, and then you can also PM it on us, Anna. So what do you think are the issues and concern of the young people, particularly in the new normal education setup? So hopefully you guys have questions or have have answers already, no, in our first question. Second question, how does the new normal educational setup affects the development of the young people? So paano ba siya na nakaapekto doon sa development ng ating mga young people? Not just young people, I think, but everyone on education setup, no? And the last question is, what do you think you can do in addressing these issues? And how do you think we can resolve these issues and concerns? So paano ba yung ano ba yung naiisip natin na paraan? Kasi our discussion this afternoon is not just for us to give you insights about the educational setup, but this is also to help you out in coming up with an initiative, no? Personal initiative from your end to help probably your siblings, your relatives, no, yung mga pamangkin nyo, or anyone from the community who will be needing your help. Your initiative, your help will be a big help to everyone. All right. So how are the education during this pandemic? No, the COVID-19 has resulted in schools, but in schools shut all across the world, no, globally. Over 1.2 billion children are out of the classroom. So, kita mo yan, the numbers of out of school children, no, since the onset of the pandemic, this is during March 2020, no, hanggang October 2020 na survey. And then the 1.2 billion lessened down, but again during that time the 1.2 billion is a very huge number, no, resulted to shutting down of many schools across the world. And as a result, education has changed dramatically, no, with the distinctive rise of e-learnings, no, may mga modular, may online learning na tayo na ginagawa, no, to continue the education, whereby teaching is undertaken remotely and on digital platform. So paano ba siya nakaapekto doon sa educational development ng ating mga students during this pandemic time? So research suggests that online learning has been shown to increase retention of information, no? It could be because they don't have that much support from their family, no, kay dili man siguro tanan nato nga mga guardians or parents or mga kasamahan natin sa family na nakapagtapos ng pag-aaral, no, may mga iba din na dahil sa kahirapan ng mga parents natin or guardians natin na dahil sa kahirapan they weren't able to complete or to finish their education, and because of that it's hard to give support bitaw when their children needed it most, no, and take less time, meaning the chances of coronavirus of cost might be here to stay. So mahaba-haba pang siguro diskusyon kasi kita mo yan from 2020, no, from the onset of this crisis up until now, numbers of cases increase pa rin even if we have the vaccination at this very moment, or even if we already have the vaccination, no. With a sudden shift away from the classroom in many parts of the globe, some are wondering whether the adoption of online learning will continue to persist post-pandemic, no, after ng pandemic na ito. Will this particular setup continue, or how such a shift would impact the world education market, 'di ba? Kasi iba kasi talaga yung education on face-to-face setup compared to the online setup, no, yung comprehensive siguro is much higher when we are in the classroom yun, no, compared to learning at our area or our houses, no, our home. Ayan. So, ito yung survey din. I keep on using this particular survey, no? This is actually survey asked for several young individuals, no, including parents, asking them on the impact of COVID-19 crisis since the onset of pandemic. And as you can see on the screen, no, though mental health is on the top notch, no, siya yung number one. You can also see that education is one of the issues and concern. I mean, one of the concerns then, greatest concerns of everyone during this pandemic, no? And we have this disruption in access to education. The closure of schools and university has affected more than 1.5 million children and youth worldwide and has significantly changed how the youth and the children live and learn during this pandemic. So ang daming na change, no? Physical, yung PE natin, yung physical activity, it is different when you are with your classmates rather than you're doing it alone at home, no, yung nagre-record ka kasi may PE na yung sa PE na class mo kailangan mo mag-record how to dance ng ganito, how to do badminton, mga ganyan-ganyan. It's different when you are with your classmates rather than you're doing it alone at home, or you're doing it with your parents, your siblings, no. Mas maganda talaga yung you are blended with you are mixed with others. Some of the innovative teaching and learning tools and delivery systems schools and teachers experimented with in response to the crisis may have a long-lasting impact on education system. Gaya na nung sabi ko na we have the modular, we have the online setup, no? Kasi we cannot guarantee the educational development legitimacy no, legitimacy of the educational development ng ating mga estudyante at home. Kasi 'di ba, um, ang dami pa ring nagpo-post sa social media na instead of their children answering the modules, no, especially yung mga K-12 natin, mga grade schools natin ng mga student, na instead of them answering the question, it's actually their parents who's answering the module, no. So paano ba natin makukuha yung legitimacy ng learning development ng ating mga student when they are at home learning, no? On the other hand, evidence shows that every week of school closure implies a loss in the development of human capital with significant long-term economic and social implications, no? Kaya mahirapan talaga na especially doon sa mga nakapagtapos, no, those who graduated on the onset of pandemic and during the pandemic time talaga, na they have hard time gyud na to practice or to do their profession. Mao bitaw tong natin mga kaya may mga courses, no, may mga schools talaga na nag-open ng face to face, especially yung medical courses natin, na they really would want to do it face to face, because it's hard just to imagine how to CPR, how to inject, no, do injections, and read, listen to a pulse without doing it face to face. So ganung mga impact, ganung mga situation happened during the disruption in access to education, no. Despite the flexibility and commitment shown by the schools and our teachers, no, DepEd, SHED, in securing educational continuity during schools closure, not all students have been able to consistently access to education. Why? No? Why there are lots of students who have not been able to consistently access to education? Because not all can buy decent gadgets, no? Hindi lahat may gadgets na um, hindi naglalag when they open their cameras or when they join to a class, na hindi naglalag, hindi nagbe-blurry, hindi nagpuputol-putol yung audio, no. Added on top of that is the very slow internet connection that we have in the Philippines, no. Very frustrating then for our student, even ako, kasi I am a student myself and I've experienced such, no, sometimes na there is really a problem with internet connectivity. So ganung mga bagay, ganung mga concerns, no, on top of the financial problem na hinaharap ng ating mga estudyante, is yung talagang access, yung access to resources, no, that could join that could join classes through virtual. More important, a digital divide in connectivity and access to electronic devices, like what I mentioned earlier, are one of the most specific reason, no, why a lot of a lot of students opted to drop their education. For some instance, student loss or student from well-off families are less likely to have access to digital learning resources, and parental support from home. But yung mga nasa laylayan natin ng mga tawag nito, mga constituents or mga kasama natin sa community, really had hard time, no, to support, kasi like what I mentioned earlier, hindi lahat ng ating mga parents, especially dun sa economic bitaw, yung poverty line ng mga families, na hindi lahat ng mga parents na nakapagtapos ng education. Kaya when there is an activity, no, may mga pa-assignment or may pa-activity si professor, si teacher, nahihirapan talaga magbigay ng parental support or support doon sa estudyante. Kaya may mga naririnig tayo na, no, na may mga nag-suicide, may mga nagpakamatay dahil na stress, na burnout, and so on. And hopefully hindi na siya mangyari talaga, no, especially that we've already adjusted from the onset of the pandemic until now. no? So more than 1 in 10, 15 years old from socioeconomically disadvantaged school do not have a quiet space to study at home nor an internet connection. 1 in 5 do not have access to computer for schoolwork. Kasi 'di ba, in the Philippines, yung construction kasi natin sa bahay, no, I mean excluding not all siguro dun sa mga well-off family can have one, but tayo kasi yung mga nasa ordinary or nasa mga ordinary constituents lang din kasi like me no na when we build the house we build rooms no sleeping bedrooms ganyan bedrooms sala dinings comfort room kitchen no pero we did not created a study room a decent study room where it is away from noise, from background noise, 'di ba? Kasi when we talk about home, it was created for resting. It is not created for learning. Learning sa school ha, not learning the values kasi we can learn values no at home, but it is the home itself or the house itself was created for resting. Hindi siya created for us learning same learning na nakukuha natin sa school, sa education, no? So ang daming distraction. We can hear chicken at the background noise, dogs, no? May mga nag-aaway pa and so on. And that actually hamper the learning ng ating mga estudyante and not all have decent talaga house, no? Na where they could learn as much as possible. And around 3.3 million students are actually still missing or have not yet enrolled weeks before the formal school opening on October 5 in 2020. No? So latest enrollment data, yung enrollment na natin right now increased na no kasi again we already adjusted from the onset of the pandemic up until now. I mean right now ang dami na nakapag-adjust. So nag-increase na yung enrollment rate natin pero ang dami pa ring nawala doon sa education because of the above mentioned concern yung internet connectivity, computer, yung decent house and so on more to the financial concerns no so what are the problems some of the problems during online classes no so concerns of the student during a pandemic no when we did a survey it's no secret that remote learning possesses a lot of challenges for many Filipino students no buying a laptop computer or even a stable or mobile phone plus securing an internet connection aren't something that Filipino parents can easily have, no? Do actually or have for their children, no? Many lost their livelihoods, no, their jobs during the pandemic, no. Ang dami pa rin hindi nakabalik doon sa economic stability, no, ng ating mga kababayan, ang dami pa rin talagang hindi pa nakapagbalik ng trabaho because ng pandemic. Though ang dami din nakabalik but not all kasi wala pa tayo talaga sa normal situation no, nasa struggle period pa rin tayo. So because of this concern, because of this problem, no, may nagawa tayo or we will discuss now the online learning tips in the new normal setup. So the number one, no, I hope our participants and the rest of the people who's watching our live right now will take note of the learning tips na pwede natin gawin during this new normal setup. The first one is yung set up a goal, no? Very important that we set up a goal. Important online learning tips you should consider is creating your personal goal, no? And when you set up a goal, I always tell it or I always emphasize this to everyone. Now, when you set up a goal, make sure to be specific. What's your goal? Ano ba yung goal mo talaga? Why you continue your education, no? Measurable. Ano mo ba siya? Ma-achieve mo ba siya in realistic time frame? So when you do that, have the one we call it SMART, no? Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time frame when we set up a goal. Do not complicate your goals, okay? Do not complicate it, because the more complicated your goals, the more depression, the more anxiety, the more stress it could, no? So do not make your life complicated. Just stick to your plan and then make as simple, as specific as it is para achievable siya, for you to do it, no? For you to follow it. So one of the important online tips you should also consider is creating a personal goal. This will guide you alone, along with your learning, development, and prepare for issues and concern and or difficulties in learning. Remember why you're studying in the first place and focus on your end goal. Keep in mind that what you can achieve after finishing your class or your classes, no, in daily basis, it's enough of an encouragement to be motivated to proceed with the next day or to proceed with the next subjects, no? So again and again and again, when set up a goal, make sure that you are setting up a measurable and achievable, yung practical talaga na goal. Do not create a goal that you cannot do, no? And then make sure talaga to ano ba yan siya, to check, no, to evaluate your development, if it's good, if it's effective. If it's not effective, then you might need to switch, you might need to do another planning. But if it's effective, then do it and do it until you succeed, no? The next one is create a study plan, no? Before your online classes start, make a study plan. You can use a planner or kahit na simpleng ano lang, simpleng notebook lang, where you can organize your task, your assignments, your schedule that you need to complete, no? Kailangan talaga natin siya i-manage yan or to create that study plan, because again, that will set up, that will remind us on the activities to do and the deadlines. And you can also list down the struggles. Ano ba yung mga na came across mo na mga struggles when you answer the assignment, when you complete the projects and all. Kasi whenever you do that and whenever you learn from each mistakes, no, whenever you learn from each experience, then you will have an idea on how to resolve it in the next time. Hindi na siya magiging first time sa iyo, because you already listed down possible encounters and possible resolution or solution on how you could solve that particular problem, no? And then apart from that is outline schedules for reading and assignments, no? Set several hours per weeks dedicated for studying only, no? And doing your homework. Stick with it, but adjust your schedule when necessary. A study plan can help you stay on top of your deadlines, no? So hopefully ato na siyang buhaton, we can create a study plan para mas easier, para mas guided ta sa ato ang mga activities na buhaton, no? And then when additionally, katong stick with your plan, no? And then give a dedicated time bitaw for studying, kasi dahil nasa digital world na talaga tayo at this current noon niya, katong ato ang mga yung ibang mga student natin who have access to internet, no, who have access to these gadgets, tend to kanabitong take advantage of the available resources. Unya, mas taas pa yung time nila in accessing social media than doing their school works, no? So limit your time on social media and then set a specific hours talaga dedicated for studying. Okay? The next steps is kaning practice time management. Ang dami talagang kumbaga failure when doing practice time management or time management, no? Another online learning tips you should consider is practicing your time management skills. Don't wait till the last minute to do your assignments, your projects, no, your activities, because that will stress you. That will add up to your anxiety, to your depression. Kasi what if you cannot finish it? no? So ma-depress ka la, uy, ma-frustrate ka la, uy, hindi ko man natapos yung assignment ko. Uy. So, 'di ba? Do not wait for till the last minute before you do that. Set a time for studying and making your assignment. Estimate how much time you need for task, no? Doon sa mga nalista mong study plan, tsaka yung doon sa how you answer the assignments, how you answer the or finish the project, set a specific time kung or set a specific time kung um, gaano ba kahaba no na time ang kailangan mo to finish that. So you could learn on the experience and do not do the same in the next time, no? Tapos inform your friends and families that you will be studying or doing an assignment on that particular time. 'Di ba? Kasi kung kailan ka nagsa-study, kung kailan ka nag-online classes, saka pa nagvi-video okay yung ating mga kasamahan sa bahay. Kung kailan pa nag-online classes, saka nagsa-study, doon pa talaga nag-aaway, nag-iinuman, and so on. No? So whenever that happen, whenever you are on your study schedule or class schedule, inform your friends na wag mo muna ako i-contact sa messenger kasi I'll focus on my studies, no? Family members as well, sabihan nyo din na ma itong oras ano ako nito I'll be doing my assignment, I'll be attending my online class kasi in the middle of that most tawag nito sisigaw na yung mama mo na bakit hindi pa nahugasan itong plato, sino maghugas ng mga plato, maghugas ka muna ng plato, and then you're in the middle of your class, 'di ba? So that's frustrating then as well whenever that happens. So inform them, especially kung sino yung mga kasamahan nyo sa bahay na you will be studying, you will be attending classes on that specific time. So they would know, no? Alam nila na hindi dapat sila mag-iingay on that particular time. So make a dedicated study space. This is really hard. Like I said, not all have the access or not all can do this, but setting up a dedicated study space will help you establish your routine. No, your space can be in your bedroom or in your living room area, or even in the exclusive or even in the kitchen where wala masyadong tao sa kitchen talaga. Pero lang sa mga kanang dining time, no? Kanang breakfast, lunch, dinner, but in between that, hindi masyado katao ang kitchen. So just make sure that you use the space exclusively for study only. Do not use it for dating. Do not use it for anything else, just for the study, because a dedicated study space can also help you stay organized, no? That will also help you in organizing your activity, your things to do, and then knowing where your books and other files um, will also help you to keep track of your task. Ayan. So, mahirap man, especially dun sa ating mga challenge talaga ng mga families no, who cannot create talaga a dedicated space for studies. But at least you have a specific studies, comfortable area in your house where you can attend class. No, na hindi man talaga natin ma-avoid yung mga background noises, but at least hindi siya ganun kaingay, hindi siya ganun ka distracted, no, hindi siya ganun ka gulo. So you could attend classes, you could study, and then you could have your own space just for the study only. The next steps or the next tips that I can give our students, our participants, and the rest of the people who's watching our live now is to eliminate distraction. What are these distractions? No, sinabi dito na the average person is distracted every 40 seconds when working in front of the computer. No, kasi kapag you feel na boring, mag-open ka na naman ng Facebook, mahuhook ka na naman doon sa discussion sa Facebook, mag-open ka na naman ng YouTube kasi gusto mo mapa-music, mahuhook ka naman doon, no? So it is really important that you keep yourself away from distraction such as phone when studying, no? Go to your study space and work on your task. Turn off your phone if necessary lang naman, or you can just silent mode it, no? Para makontak ka pa din. And ask your family members do not disturb you during your dedicated study hours. Okay? And a distraction-free environment can help you focus better on your task and it can also make you feel at ease because you can because you don't have to concentrate to anything else just for the study only. Okay, so keep away, limit yourself with that social media, with that online games, the ML, the COD, and the rest of the online games that will distract you, no? Kasi whenever you are at that stage, at that phase, it will definitely be really hard for you to finish your task. No? Kasi mahuhook ka talaga dyan. So limit yourself and keep yourself away from phone whenever possible. Next one is to lessen your time to social media. Ito na yon yung sinabi ko. You may not think of this as one of the most important online learning tips, but getting off social media is really helpful, no? As this will give you more time for physical activities, no, rather than just sitting playing online games, MLCOD. You can just, move around, play with your siblings, no, do some household chores instead of like doing social media activity, as this will give you time for physical activities, like I said earlier, bonding with families. This will also give you time in checking on other ways and other resources which will help you with your education, no? Kapag hindi ka nagso-social media, nakakapag-time ka to scan your notes, no, to open your books for learnings and whatsoever, no? Log off your social media accounts when it's study time, if possible, no? If you can, or if you still can't resist picking your phone to see if who's latest or what are the latest posts in social media, keep your phone away from your study space, and then place them in a silent mode para hindi ka talaga ma-distract. Most of the communication kasi natin talaga is doon sa GC natin, no, sa Messenger. Doon kasi talaga nag-announce ng mga announcement, ng mga kung ano-ano pa. So if it's not the schedule, if it's not uh, schedule ng next na subject mo, kasi andiyan ka na, no, nasa ano ka na, nasa class ka na that specific time. So meaning ando doon yung teacher mo, and then yung mga reminders, announcement and all is ando doon, wala siya sa Messenger, no? So do not misuse the group chats, no, where the announcements are there. Instead, utilize your time, be accountable, be responsible in accessing your social media as much as possible, no? Another tips is figure out your learning style, no? Kasi may mga student talaga na mas active sila at night, no? Itong sabi dito na if you are more of a night owl, then you can study, or then study and do your assignment at night, no? After setting up your study space, think about how and when you're at your best, no? If you are a morning person, then make your assignment during the morning. But again, do not wait for the deadlines before you do your assignment, because that will add up to your anxiety, no? That will add up to your stress level, kasi mas stress ka na talaga, no? Kasi you are chasing on time before the deadline ends. Okay? Learning styles vary from person to person. Some learn through visuals, na atay mga, or may mga tao talaga na they are fast learner, no, when it's through visual, while others prefer listening to materials like yung podcast, or yung videos, no, or yung ano lang, yung recorded audio from the discussion, na mas nakakapag-intindi talaga sila. You are a virtual learner, no? Consider creating infographics as reading materials. If you prefer listening, look into an audio or video based course content. Kasi yung mga teachers naman natin, nire-record naman yung discussion eh. So you can ask a recorded copy of that and then listen to the audio file. If you are that person, or if you're visual, you can ask a copy of the video recorded, no, of that specific discussion or of that specific schedule, so you can see what's presented on the screen. Or if you are an infographic person, yung sa ano lang, yung sa PowerPoint, no, you have high understanding level when it sa mga ganyang ways, then you can ask your classmates or your teacher to send you a copy of the PPTs, no, mga PowerPoint. Yung mga ibang classmate naman, wag niyo namang ipagdamot yung mga PowerPoint, especially yung mga report niyo, no. Kasi may mga ibang tao talaga na hindi ganoon ka-active yung learning nila by listening to the reporter. Most of the time, they need to see it. They need to see for themselves, no, visualize it, see it in person, or see it on the PPT or on the materials, because that's how their learning um, style is. So figure it out, no, figure out your learning style, because that will help you along your education. So be engaged, no. Kani daghan kaayo og ingon ani jud, ang daming ganito, no, kasi ako nga being a student myself right now, no, yung engagement ng most of the students talaga hindi ganon ka engaging, no. Participate during your online courses to help you better understand your course material. Now, talk to your classmates, to your teacher. If your class offers online forum, then do it. Join. No, post your insights there, and ask for other people's opinion as well. Read what your teachers and other classmates are saying. No, so may mga instances kasi talaga na ang tatahimik talaga, no, ng online classes, hindi nagpa-participate yung mga classmates, yung mga students. So be engaged, no. Do not take for granted on what you can learn by engaging, because you are shy, or because you are just timid, or you're just lazy to do it kasi nga nasa bahay lang, no. If you feel like you're falling behind, no, talk to your teachers. Wag mahiya, wag matakot makipag-usap sa mga teachers talaga, kasi yung mga teachers natin hindi naman yun siya nangangain, no, hindi naman yan siya nagde-discriminate. Mas gusto pa nga ng ating mga teacher na makipag-usap tayo sa kanila, rather than we assume that we understood their lecture, and then at the end of the day we don't, no. So ask for clarification if needed talaga, no, if necessary, or other supplementary materials that can help you better understand your lesson. Do not assume, or do not kung sa tawag ani kanang take it for granted, no, nga sige lang, uy, ano bitaw ko, maka-research bitaw ko, kung nami quiz, kung nami exam, maka-research bitaw ko sa Google, unya mahatag man jud sa Google, no, mabigay lang ng Google yung answer. So do not do that, kasi at the end of the day, that will not help you. Be engaged, because through engaging you will learn a lot, no. Stay motivated, kasi ang dami talagang mga students or mga young people, no, na or mga student in general, na they are demotivated because of financial, because of the resources, because of many things, no. So online learning takes commitment and effort, just so you know, because to make sure you stay motivated and engaged, never forget the reason why you're taking the course. Kung like me, I'm taking social work, no, BS in social work, I should not forget why I took this, why I'm taking this, no. Remember your goals, yung pinakauna natin ginawa kanina, or yung pinakaunang na tips na mention natin kanina, na to set up a goal. Remember that. Go back to that if possible, if necessary. Remember the goals you set at the beginning of the school year. If everything seems challenging to you, take time off for yourself and refocus or recharge, no. Kung medyo stressful na ang mga nangyayari around you, then do not wait for yourself to be burned out, no. Huwag niyo antayin na ma-burnout kayo, ma-stress kayo before you give time for yourself. Kasi very timely itong part na ito, kasi just earlier time, no, I also was invited by the social work department of the Jose Maria College to conduct mental health discussion or awareness. So if you are demotivated, again, go back to your core. Remember, or recall why you are doing this. What's your goal? No? What are the challenges that you've encountered? Scan mo yung diary mo, yung journal mo, na itong paggawa mo sa assignment na ito, example, nahirapan ako dito kasi ganito, ganyan. So go back to all of your resources, because again, that will keep you motivated. And apart from that, talk to friends, no? Kung may mga friends ka na demotivated din, then do not talk to them. Talk to people na motivated, yung mga leaders natin, mga officers natin sa school org, no, or sa ating departmental organization, or anyone that could motivate us. We can even talk to our parents, to our siblings, because again and again, if we are on a shaky situation bitaw, what we need or what we have is our family, what we have is ourselves to support. So do not wait for it, no, na ma-burnout ka, na ma-stress ka, na ma-depress ka before pagid ka muhatag og time for yourself. So give time for yourself before mahuli ang lahat. The last one, final thoughts, no, before we end up our short discussion this afternoon, before we jump over to the question and answer, final thoughts is that these online learning tips can help you become successful, but it will depends on your interest, no? Uh, Kahit na gaano kaganda yung mga tips, yung mga advices talaga na binibigay sa atin, if you're not really interested to learn, if you're not religiously doing it, then you will not succeed, no? So make it so sure to consistently do it. No, consistency is a must, and it will depend on the individual effort towards education and development. Practice writing your daily school activities via journal, or evaluate yourself weekly or monthly with yourself and others. So dahil na may journal ka na nagagamitin or gagawin, no, on a weekly basis, you can evaluate yourself, or you can partner with other, you can talk to your classmates, no, na pwede ba tayo mag-exchange ng journal sa Friday, kasi gusto ko ma-check mo kung productive ba yung mga nagagawa ko or what not. And of course, be honest din in putting your in writing your journal, no, kasi you cannot get the real help if you are giving fake information. So be transparent, be real, and be true to others, to yourself, no. So I think that ends my presentation, sir, and Sir Vince and Marian. That's very short, no, and hopefully talaga our participants able to get an insight, a tips, and to know the current situation, educational situation that we have now, that we need to work on with, no. Ayun. So thank you so much for listening, and we will open the floor now for questions and comments. Thank you.
Yun, thank you very much, Emma, for that very enlightening discussion. So I'm sure that our viewers have learned a lot. Because for me, this is very beneficial because a lot of students they still do not know how to navigate this fairly new terrain, which is the online setup. Because it's been a year, but it feels like we're still not used to it. So what are your thoughts, Sir Vince?
I'm caught off guard for the very first time. Anyway, yeah, I find the discussion given to us by Sir Emmanuel Crismas to be very helpful, not just for educators, just as I am, but specifically for students as well. Kasi nga, he enumerated some tips on how to survive amidst this ongoing crisis. Na-mention niya ay yung reaction ko siguro is I was delighted doon sa topic, specific topic doon sa I think he was referring to the learning styles, if I'm not mistaken, the VAC or VAK, the visual, auditory, kinesthetic, and other learning styles. That implies kasi more, sa akin sa perspective ng isang teacher, that implies that we have to vary our strategies in facilitating learning for the students because there is more than one way to learn anything. Okay, kaya if for now we have like a visual or we have an activity that triggers visual na sense, might as well the next time around we might consider doing or the one intended for the audio or listening ganyan, and then for moving around, di ba may philosophy. I'm not just so sure with the author or the philosopher, but learning by doing, I think most educators would agree na that's one of the best principles in education that we learn by doing. But the challenge, I think yung challenge lang ngayon is how do we maximize that given the condition na andito tayo sa distance education. Ito kasi yung the setup that we are in. I think I also share the same strategies na i-present ni Eman yung yung magjo-journal ka. Sa aking perspective ito ng teacher at educator ha. Sa amin kasi may tinatawag na reflective teaching, which I find it effective, and I would suggest that, although hindi naman siya required talaga by the principal or by the Department of Education. But it's really good that you keep journal of whatever you do, whatever you have done in a day. You reflect on what went well. So you give yourself some thumbs up for that one. And then you also work on yung mga hindi, or ano ba yung areas na yung hindi ka nag-excel, or you think na they need improvement. Maganda yun na practice that you keep a journal of your achievement and of the things that you still need to work on. So yeah, kudos for that, Emma. Thank you so much for sharing your insights on this in this regard. May dito, authentic teaching daw, giving students the opportunity to reflect upon and monitor their
Mm.
learning. Yep, essential.
Yes.
That is essential. Journals,
Mm.
portfolios, and electronic portfolios are examples of authentic learning tasks. Yeah, maganda yun.
Correct.
Na may
Yes,
kayo. May
true.
parang diary ka, but it's for the sake of learning. 'Di ba? Parang you think out loud, you create an academic noise. Ako, if I were if I am in the class, I really like that my class is noisy academically. I like academic noise. They interact, they talk about things that are so timely and relevant. Okay, yung mga pinag-uusapan niya, and healthy for the sake of learning. Alright, yun. Tama itong sinabi niya ng ating technical director. Sa ating backstage, yep, nakiki-join sa ating designed to showcase the students' work as well as give the students the means to reflect back on his or her learning over time. Yeah, tama yun. Yun pala yun. Authentic teaching and learning. Diba? You think about how you think. Right? You learn about how you learn. Oh, di ba may ganun na
Wow.
Or what about you, Marian? Sa perspective ng
Sa
student.
perspective ng students, sir, so what I learned sa presentation ni Eman is that we have to be also flexible sa aming mga study habits. Like, it's different kasi during face-to-face classes because it's a lot easier to motivate yourself during face-to-face kasi hindi lang ikaw yung nag-motivate sa sarili mo. You have friends, you can socially interact with each other, you can motivate each other. But then sa face-to-face classes, it's very, I mean, in online classes, it's very different because you have to motivate yourself. It has to come from within. Sometimes you can chat, you can call with your classmates, but I don't know why. I don't really know why, but it's different. It's different from face-to-face classes still. Even if you talk, even if you voice call with them, it's still different than talking with them face-to-face. Like the motivation you get is very different. I don't know why. Basta ganun po. So, yung yung sinabi ni Eman kanina na turn off all social media, yun, it's very helpful kasi right now technology na lahat, 'di ba? Parang we learn through technology. So ang lessons is nasa laptop na. So it's very hard kasi one tab away lang yung distractions. But then again, if you know your priorities, then you have to adjust, you have to do what you need to do para lang makafocus ka dun sa pagsa-study mo. So yun yung learnings, and let's see what
Wow.
our viewers have to say, Sir
Yep.
Vince. So from
Yeah.
Marchi Labus, online classes are very challenging to us students, but in the online world right now, students can talk easily, or let me say they can approach their teachers easily using online platforms.
Mm.
So what are your thoughts on this po?
Yeah.
Yes, actually,
Dalawang
that's right.
lang. Yep, go Eman.
Mm. Yeah, that's actually right kasi di ba on the face to face, I don't know if you guys will agree with me na in face to face may mga sometimes talaga na it's hard to search, no, to find our teachers, and it's really hard to talk to our teachers kasi nga may mga classes pa rin sila, may mga activities, may mga ginagawa pa din sila dun sa kanilang mga areas, no. But right now, the new normal setup, the digital online class na set up natin, we can easily, no, we can message our teachers anytime, no. But very cautious tayo dyan, ha. We should be cautious on contacting our teachers or our classmates. Okay? If it's night time, if it's not class time, especially talaga after dinner, wag na tayong mag-contact sa ating mga teachers. Refrain from asking questions or asking anything, no, from to our teachers or to our classmates during nighttime, because it's personal time. It's their time to study, or it's actually their time to do their personal stuff. So do not misuse or do not overuse that. Respect pa din, andun pa rin sa respeto nung oras ng ating mga teachers. And may nabasa lang ako kanina, Sir Vince. I just like to relate this, no, kasi this is related to this particular points na sinabi ko, kasi may nag-comment kanina na I felt like it's difficult kasi there are some teachers that post announcement any time of the day or night. So it's hard to turn off our social media accounts. So whenever that tawag niyan, that causes your uh, stress or parang nade-distract ka na, ayun pa rin, we can talk. Since it's easier for us to talk to our teachers, no, you can personally talk to them, ma'am, ganito, ganyan. Baka hindi lang talaga din napansin ng ating mga teacher kasi nga very active tayo, no, we can pag-post ng announcement tapos na tayo lahat, no. So communication must be there. We should learn how to say this and that, but that should be in a good way, no. And then respect at the end of the day. We should respect their time. Do not talk to them. Do not contact them during bedtime or sleep time. Ayun. So Sir Vince, additional thoughts on that. Sabi ni Marchie Cabos.
Yep, I really like your thoughts on that. Sa akin lang on that note, just two things. Una yung ano no, yung sabi niya na challenging daw. However, there's a brighter side kasi nga it's way easier for them to reach out to their teachers. Siguro ano, I think they have that apprehension, or they're kind of afraid to talk to their teachers face to face, or where they are, you know, confronting them um upfront. Pero pag using ano technology, iba kasi ano di parang hindi tayo nahihiya when we reach out to ano. I mean that's a good thing ano. Kasi ano lang kasi that explains kasi, or what explains that is yung ano kasi may mga gina-consider kasi tayo sa education, one of which is the social foundations that we really need to socialize. Or siguro that's one of the things that you miss sa face to face kasi nga 'di ba yung socialization niyo is really solid 'di ba, you get to talk, it's anong tawag din, it's consistent and fluid, and I mean it's solid, tuloy siya. And hindi kasi kagaya sa ano 'di ba, sa online na platform na ano disconnect siya ganito ganyan 'di ba, parang hindi siya tuloy-tuloy, may magandang idea na sana kayo pero naputol all of a sudden. So that's one. Another thing is yung ano dun sa sinabi mo na may mga time na medyo I do not know how to describe that. Siguro it's a sword to their to their senses in one way or another. Yun bang anytime mag-contact, mag-post ng announcements. For me siguro no, if it's beyond the class hours, you don't really need to respond outright naman siguro. I believe you two guys have your own lives, 'di ba? You have your chores at home. Pwedeng 'di ba naghuhugas ka pa ng pinggan, whatever that is. And well, that's for the students and sa employees naman na setting or perspective, I mean ako I am delighted that I have a supervisor na who respects weekend. okay, in the name of my of other technical director. If it's weekend, I really appreciate, highly appreciate that because she would not take it, badly na hindi ako mag-reply or hindi ako mag-seen zone on a weekend because yeah, I mean that's one kasi kinabahan daw si Mami. We also have on a Sunday kasi I treat that as a family day. Sometimes would go to my to my tita, and parang walang masyadong maganda na internet connection, and that is totally understandable sa context ng na sa employer employee, or boss and subordinate na relationship or setup. O, di ba? Okay, huwag ka nang kabahan, Mami. Ay, okay. Ganun lang siya, and pero yeah, iba pa rin talaga yung di ba, face to face. What do you think, Mar? Di ba? Iba pa rin yung eh.
Yes, sir. Yeah, this is one of the, yung sinabi ni Marky, one of the benefits ng online classes. So you can reach out to your teachers easily. Parang hindi ka nahihiya kasi online naman you can prepare your replies in advance. Parang ganun. And I'm also very thankful kasi yung mga teachers namin kasi I don't think na, kasi sa Kobe kasi is parang yung mga teachers namin is nasa malalayong lugar. So kung face to face, I don't think that they will become our teachers kasi yung iba nasa Jensen, iba nasa ibang place. Yung ganun, sir. So, I'm very thankful kasi they're very great professors. So, I don't think na sa face to face we will be able to meet them. They will be able to teach us because of the distance problem. So, yun yung one of the advantages na nakita ko for online classes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And
yes.
yeah,
Yes,
isa
sir.
na lang talaga. And on that note, I think looking ahead, nakikita natin na there's the possibility kahit na magbalik tayo ng face to face, at least yung mga formats ng teaching and learning, yung I don't know if you're familiar with, may mga may mga uh, neologism or mga invented na mga terminologies ayan sa education, tulad ng hybrid learning, flipped classroom, may mga ano pa ba yun, yung mga blended. I think magpapatuloy ito, halimbawa yung um, kahit may face to face, may siguro may pa rin, may preference na they can take online classes. I think that will still go on kasi nga I mean napatunayan na ng ibang bansa, 'di ba, especially Japan, which is a pioneer of distance education. Ako si technical director natin, nakapagturo kami online among
Okay.
Japanese students. Yep, and even 'di ba si Evan din. Uh it's been proven effective, and a lot of teachers will like that kasi nga 'di ba we also get to enjoy a job on the side, and convenience, of course, especially sa mga na gina-homeschool na. Alright, I think medyo tama yung
Yes, sir.
sinabi ng TED, chairman ba yun, that online education is here to stay. It's not naman, it's not absolute na talaga forever mag-online tayo, but it's still here to stay. Yun po yung po dyan.
Okay, so the next comment po is from Jessa Fe Joyce Cambalon. It's important to have a me time where you don't have to worry about anything. Do everything you want during that time for yourself so you can breathe free from any activities or mixed thoughts. So what can you say about it, Emma?
Yes, actually, that's really, I don't know, that's really nice kasi I just like to share to everyone that unfortunately in Davao region we rank one on the most numbers of mental health concerns or mental health issues, no, in the entire region. It could be because we are the largest city. Davao City is the largest city, no, but that's also because ang dami talagang pinagkakaabalahan ng ating mga kasama sa community, no, and it is really important to give me time. Why? Because this will actually help you not just to refresh or to recharge, but this will definitely help you in recalling your goal, no, tanawon, mabalikan mo ba kung ano ba yung bakit, why are you like doing this particular thing, and what are the possible steps that you should do whenever you encounter a problem. So do not wait, like nung sinabi ko kanina talaga, na do not wait na ma-feel mo na burnout na ka, na stress na ka, na problematic na ka before you give time to yourself. Because again, nobody can love yourself more than the love that you can give for yourself, no? Mawadan man tag uyab, mawadan man taog kanang partner in life, but we can never lose ourselves, no? So ayan, so give yourself, kasi share ko lang talaga din sa iba. Yung life coach, kasi I have my life coach then, no, kasi I got it for free, so I took advantage on that. And my life coach figured out na kanang I don't have time. I don't have that time for myself kasi given that I'm currently working, studying, I have some advocacies, I have some other things to do personally, and then I also have like things to do with my family, with my nephews, my nieces, mga pamangkin ko. So sinabi niya sa akin, what are ano ba yung activities na ginagawa mo for yourself? So I wasn't able to answer that very simple question about myself because technically I don't have that much time, or should I say I don't have time for myself because I'm giving it to others, no? And because of that, parang ano ba, parang nagigilty ka na you are giving time to other, you are giving much time to others, but you're not giving it for yourself. So ayun, yung example sabi ni Jessa, no, na detach, kumbaga, stop if necessary, pause if necessary, and then give yourself a breathe, no, or give yourself an activity, or do some activity just for yourself alone. So what I did was pumunta ako, nag-set ako ng goal, very specific goal, very achievable goal na after this talk, pupunta ako ng church kasi magsisindi ako ng candles, and then magpe-pray something ganyan, and then after that ganito ganyan ganyan. So later on, na-practice ko naman siya, no? So ayun lang nga, the success of what you will be doing for yourself will depends on your consistency, on how consistent you are in doing that, and how you find it beneficial. Kasi at the end of the day, kapag ka wala ka na talagang me time, kapag ka, kapag too late na ang lahat, that's when you commit suicide. That's when you say na, ala, oy, problemado kay ko, I feel so hopeless, I feel so worthless, I feel that I have all, pasan ko ang mundo. Yung mga ganun good na mga na mga line na pasan ko ang mundo, yung mga that's actually because you didn't have you did not give yourself a pause, no? When we are example of which lang nga yung 'di ba, kung magbasa tayo ng article, may dot yan siya, may comma yan siya, because you need to, because we need to. Same goes to our personal life. If we need to do that, or not if we need to pause, we need to comma, we need to punctuation mark, because we need to, sometimes we get angry, question mark, because we have a lot of questions, and so on. So that's it, no? Giving time for ourselves is not too much actually, no? Diligid na siya too much. So ayan. Sir Vince, what's your thoughts naman in this comment, and with my
Yeah, mabilis
thoughts
lang. Yeah, yeah, tama yun. I totally agree. It's good to find time to disconnect from the world, both sa authentic, real world at saka virtual world, and you savor the moment to unload, yung yung me time kasi is pang unload yan ng ng mga stressors, ganyan, pang unload ng mga bad vibes, and then so that you have that opportunity to restore energy, all right, and get back to yourself once again. And then, yeah, you get to reward yourself kahit paminsan-minsan, 'di ba? You can bigyan mo ng gift yung sarili mo, 'di ba? You treat yourself, ganyan, shopping spree. Anything that
Oo.
well, makes you happy being just with yourself. Yun lang,
Correct. Correct. In relation to this comment, Sir Vince and Marian, no, kasi may nasabi kanina na, sabi niya, I don't know, na whenever daw na focus na siya, saan ba yung, ano ba yun, wait, gusto kong basahin yung talagang specific. It's actually weird, sabi ni Jonah Luis Guyano, it's weird, but whenever I do something, either school or personal task, immediately something urgent came up. So, yung mga ganong comment na, whenever you are dedicated on something or doing something, ang dami talagang nagaganap na urgent. But again, like I said no kanina, you have to filter it. You have to filter it if it's urgent. If it's between life and death, then you have to face it. But if it's something that you can do later on because you're doing your me time, you are detaching from these things, no? Then do it. Do not wag mong ipagkait yung ganun sa sarili mo, because again, at the end of the day, you can never help others, you can never give time, you can never support others if you cannot give it to yourself, if you don't have that to yourself. Kasi magagaling at magagaling talaga yan sa sarili natin, mag-uuna yan sa sarili natin before we help others. So paano tayo makakapag-help? Same nung sinabi ng aking coach na si Coach Jen Aves, shout out kung nanonood man siya. Yun yung sabi niya sa akin na we cannot effectively help others, no, if we cannot help ourselves first. So very weird man siya, but again, turning off your phones, turning off your notifications of phones, no, detaching. Kasi when we say detaching, that's detaching from everything, no, from internet world. um Pinaka-example niyan sa mga kasamahan natin sa Roman Catholic bitaw, yang every Semana Santa, yang Good Friday, yung mahal na araw na we don't need to do anything, no? What we need to do is to ay yan bitong puasa na sinasabi. Our brothers and sisters in Islam is also doing that, na pag magpuasa, it doesn't mean na magpuasa ka on foods, no, or on something. Because you are detaching, magpuasa ka, give yourself a time to not look on your social media account. Kaya kani magong social media lagi, daghan kayo mga panghitabo jud din na ay we hook up on something. When we started to dive in on a discussion, it's really hard for us to get out from that. No, I don't know if you guys agree with me, but pag mag-start na kag social media, pag maka-start na kag-comment or anything or something, it's really hard for us to get out. So when you detach yourself, detach 100%. Do not think of anything. Do not think of something, kasi dili man ta superhero, no, we are not a superhero. We're actually not rehab to fix others problem, no, they can fix them themselves, or other may help them to fix. It's not our task to always help, it's actually not our task to always fix others problem. Kahit nga superhero, they have day off, they have they have me time, no, tayo pa nga na ordinary people. So ayan, filter it accordingly.
Ayun, that's true, no? So, it's always important to have me time. Like, my question lang ako, Eman, like, when's the perfect time to have me time? When's the perfect time to just drop everything and then rest?
To be very honest, there's no perfect time for that. Sir Vince will agree will agree on that to me, kasi there's no perfect time for me time. The moment that you feel you are something, you're different, no, you're tired. The moment you feel that, the moment that you feel na exhausted na ka or something, that you should stop, no. That's the sign. Kasi when we give specific time for me time, sometimes we frustrate because we cannot do that. We cannot consistently do that. Ma-frustrate na punta kay dapat manggod every 2 p.m. Ako adjud ng time. But we can but because like me, like sa ko ang personal experience, because I don't hold my time anymore. No, since I started this world, I don't have that control on my time. So frustrate talaga tayo, no, whenever we cannot achieve that. So there's no specific time for that. Whenever you feel tired, whenever you feel parang something is not really working okay, or parang natatired ka na on something, then that's the time. That's the perfect time, no? Do not set a schedule talaga na at night talaga ganito, ganito, ganyan, ganyan. Kasi mapro-frustrate lang talaga tayo if we cannot achieve that, no? Na mapro-frustrate lang talaga tayo. So whenever possible, ayun siya, ang term, ang word pala. Whenever possible, whenever necessary, that's your me time.
Yeah, so you'll know when the time comes na kailangan mo na mag-me
Yes.
time. Yes, do you have
And
any
that
thoughts, Sir Vince? Yes,
correct,
go.
correct. And that's actually possible if you discover yourself, if you understood yourself na. Kasi if you don't understand yourself, if you don't para discover yourself pa, no, hindi mo pa talaga kilala yung sarili mo, it's hard. It's hard to give kasi you will never know na ay stress na pala ako, ay ano na pala ako, ganito na pala ako, 'di ba? Parang proceed ka lang kasi you have a deadlines to chase or to finish without even considering na this is not my capacity anymore. This is beyond my capacity anymore. Even if you're doing that because you think na kaya mo siya, but because hindi talaga, so that's when anxiety, that's when frustration, that's when mental health problem came in. And once your mental health is affected, lahat ng mga functions ng brain mo affected na din yan. So, ayun, as much as possible, give yourself a me time whenever possible, whenever necessary. Sir
Yep.
Vince.
Yep, tama yun na Marno. I agree with Eman to some extent. Hindi sa lahat ng ano, sa lahat ng degree. It's, yeah, tama yun ano. Me time is relative or subjective. Sa halimbawa, ang me time ni Eman is ganito, iba naman yung sa akin. It's personal, alright? Yung me time is personal. Yung sabi ni Eman, yung take ni Eman dyan is yung ano pag ma-stress ka na ganito ganyan. But pero sa akin siguro kung may boiling point baga ayokong ma-reach ko na yung boiling point. Siguro pag ma-feel ko na I feel like almost, getting burned out. That's the time that I take my me time. All right. May mga ano ngayon na may mga we have to learn from good managers just like Jonathan Yabot and other influencers sa field ng career development ganito ganyan for managers on how to handle millennials and should I say Gen Z. May mga strategies kasi ngayon na on managing employees na halimbawa yung mga millennials kasi they really need me time. Okay, once in a while may mga in breaks sa kanilang job yung 8 to 5 dapat may me time yan. It could be that you could give them time to watch Netflix kahit isang 15 minutes or 5 minutes lang or they can sing their heart out dun sa Spotify isang song lang, di ba, just to take a quick break, just to disconnect ganyan and to find their self once again para tulad nga ng sabi ko they can restore their energy para to put effort dun sa kanilang task for the day. All right? So importante yun that we also give that to them, especially for millennials at saka Gen Z. Especially knowing na may mga type of tayo of person tayo, may morning person, may evening or night person, 'di ba? So kailangan din natin yung i-consider. Halimbawa, a morning person, that's the high time for him or her na magkaroon ng kanyang me time. So we have to respect that. So it's personal again. It's personal, it's relative, it's subjective. That's what I have to say.
All right, thank you very much, Eman, and thank you very much, Sir Vince. So to all those watching us, if you have any questions, please feel free to comment them down below because later on we will be answering them after this break. In the meantime, let us watch this video about SF students sharing insights on leadership during the time of the pandemic.
Hi, my name is Sherwin Timoteo, and we'll be talking about leadership during crisis. Leading your organization amid uncertainties. The COVID-19 pandemic has created an unprecedented crisis with momentous challenges. Being a good leader is in this time of pandemic is being a good servant. You need to be open to your dear fellowship. Act with urgency, communicate with transparency, and space productively. Willing to give service and take opinions from the others before making decisions for the sake of all people. And that's all. Thank you.
If you've made it this far in this video, I just want to let you know that regardless of your race, religion, color, and sexual orientation, you can always be a leader in your own different ways. No matter how much people belittle you, drag you down, and discriminate against you, you can lead. You just have to have that mentality of a true leader and the voice to go along with it. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay safe.
It is the ability of an individual or a group of individuals to influence and guide followers or other members of an organization. Leadership involves making sound and sometimes difficult decisions, creating and articulating a clear vision, establishing achievable goals, and providing followers with the knowledge and tools necessary to achieve those goals.
Qualities of a good leadership. They are an excellent listener. The leader ears must be filled with the words of the people. Leadership care about and listen to their group issues. Unlike some students who just pretend to care about others' issues, a good student leader is likely to care and want to assist. And also, they are encouraging. I believe that one of the most important aspects of leadership is the recognize that everyone has skills and talent. A good leader will learn how to channel those abilities toward the achievement of a common goals. All people have strengths and weaknesses. They are built on the group's strength while also helping with its weaknesses.
Dedicated, committed, organized, and responsible person are the aspects that I have embodies of being a true and responsible leader. Listening to my peers, communicating, and delegating the task are part of being a true leader.
Good morning everyone, my name is Robic Chadi Bantulo. So how can I showcase my leadership skill? By helping my fellow students to cope up with this kind of new learning or the situation that we currently facing on, by conducting a webinar on how to manage stress or about stress management. As we all know, the students and the teachers are having a bad time to deal with this kind of new learning. So by conducting a webinar about stress management, we can somehow help them to cope up with this kind of situation and to decrease the problems or the mental illnesses that they are currently facing. So that's all I can say. Amen.
A great leader never has tunnel vision. Whatever field or industry they operate in, they understand that they can't make decisions in a vacuum. But this type of approach is even more important in a crisis, as many leaders have shown working through the latest issue aims at the expense of longer-term problems. But the best leaders understand that this is short-sighted. Leaders are balancing decisions about reopening schools and business while preventing further spread. And countries, states, and localities have begun massive campaigns to produce and distribute in difficult times. It can be tempting to move fast and make decisions without seeking input from others. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. I am Marjorie F. Manias. How am I going to showcase my leadership in today's pandemic? In this time of dilemma, a lot of us suffered, especially in the time that we are in a new learning. In fact, the only thing that I could show them is to become resilient all throughout this crisis. They will never let the pandemic be the hindrance to their goals and objectives in life. In fact, they will use it as a tool to pursue and achieve their ambitions in life.
Good day. I am Andres III C. Burgos. How you can showcase your leadership during pandemic. Many students and workers suffers anxiety, depression, and stress because of this pandemic. For me, learning to cope up with stress in a healthy way will make you happy. The people you care about and those around you become more resilient. Take breaks in browsing social media. Take care of your body. Make time to unwind and connect with others. To be a leader, you must practice yourself in controlling your emotions and have a motivation as well. A leader has a confidence and a leader has courage in decision making.
As a team captain in my chosen event, which is table tennis, in order to apply leadership in these times of pandemic, I ought to remain to be a useful resource to my fellow teammates. I should offer resources primarily based totally on the needs of my teammates. I must provide insights into persistent training options, provide home-based workout recommendations through credible online programs or apps, and provide them opportunities to get out of doors and exercise, which includes hiking, walking, running, and cycling.
My insight in leadership is that we should be our own person. We don't have to imitate others to reach success because a lot of successful people did not even try to copy others. I could show my leadership skills through action because most people will only act if they saw someone do something before they will try to do it. Showing through actions can be to speak up and stand for what you believe. Also, taking responsibility for the outcome, if it is a good or bad result, can make people trust you as a leader.
All right, we are back. And now we will be reading more insights coming from our viewers and as a comments section. Right? Yun. Welcome back, Sir Vince, and welcome back, Emmanuel. So we will be reading more comments and we will be sharing our insights on them. So the first one is from Sabusap Jocelyn. This is a very timely episode, especially for a student and working mom like me. It's very hard to manage time and to connect as well as schooling setup. Thank you po. All right. Thank you very much po, Ma'am Jocelyn Sabusap.
Ayan, so
Okay.
really correct, no? Na whenever we have other responsibilities apart from school, schooling natin, it's really hard kasi 'di ba, naikanta nga ka ng, sana dalawa ang puso ko but we only have one heart, we only have one life, one body, to do things, no? Mo naglisod jud kaayo, very, very hard. And I understand, Jocelyn, no? Kasi I myself is a working student and I have a lot of other stuff and things to do. Pero, like what I presented earlier, no? Na you should create a study plan. You should create your plan with the tips I provided earlier, that will help you to not just manage your time, but will help you on things you should do. No, katong ato ang gihatag na tips kaganina. First is katong set up a goal. No, what's your goal? Let's go back to that. No, um, what is your goal for this particular hour? Let's shorten that. Ano na lang. Kasi when we set up a goal siguro for a week, that's a long thing, no? So on a daily basis, what's your goal for an hour? Kung sa dapat imong humanon ani nga oras. Ano ba yung mga dapat mong tapusin in this particular time? Then if that's effective on your side, then do that. Kasi I myself I'm doing that, no? Being a working student from 8 in the morning up until 9 in the morning before mag-start ang ako ang from 7:30 day kasi 7:30 man ako ang pinaka-early nga subject, no. From 7:30 up until 8 a.m. Usa dapat ako ma-finish ana nga time because at 8 a.m. Onward work time na ako siya. How should I manage? Parang ganyan siya, no? So filter your sama sa akong gingon kaganina na filter your urgencies so sa ba mga urgent nga dapat imubuhaton unahon, no? And like I said, manage your time kasi it's hard, it's a skill, it's a skill that we need to learn, that we need to practice. It's really hard to manage our time. Dili siya ingon ana kadali na in a snap of sa atong finger maka-learn tayong taaning time management. So whenever possible or as much as possible, we should need to come up with a study plan, a work plan, a goal accompanied with a plan, and then we should do it consistently, parang ganyan. Kasi we can never be in the finish line without passing on this phase of our education, of our personal things, no? So, ayan, time management lang talaga.
Okay, so I would like to welcome back ang isa sa ating mga co-hosts, si Mark Paul Canada. So, hi Mac.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm back.
Good afternoon. And do you have any questions for our speaker?
I think I don't have any questions anymore kay na-answer na questions ni Marian, no?
Okay. So, let's read another comment from Leia May Malan. Knowing how to manage time is really significant. Will you do the honors of reading the question? Makmak?
Yeah, sure. From Leia May Malan, no? Her question was, know how to manage time is really significant in online class, especially in doing assignments or tasks so that it will not get you into stress.
Emma, nakamute ka po.
Ayun. So I do really agree on the Leia's comment, no, kasi it's very Filipinoism na we do things during deadline or an hour 30 minutes before the deadline. No, kasi a lot of my friends kasi sabi nila na they are effective, no, they can think fast, they can create a wonderful, a good output, no, whenever they are chasing on time, whenever they are stressed, no. But different on our end kasi we have all the time that we have in the world, no. Bakit ba mag-aantay tayo ng deadline if we can do it now? I know that we have a lot of responsibilities, but coming from my end again, going back na napaka super duper busy ko, I don't wait for tawag niyan for deadlines, no? Same doon sa question kanina na kailan ba tayo kailan ba tayo magme-me time? Same din dito sa paggawa natin ng ating mga activities na whenever you have available time, no, kasi you can make your me time by doing your assignment time, no. You can do that, do both, no. But if that's parang magpapastress sa'yo, then do not do it. Siguro only professionals can do that. Pero ayun na nga, no, ayun na nga yung sinabi ko kanina na do not wait na mag-deadline pa saka mo pa siya gagawin kasi ang mangyayari niyan mas-stress ka, no, ma-burn out ka and all, and what you will provide is not as effective result or output as it should supposed to be. Ma-figure out mo na lang na hindi man dapat ganito yung ano ba yung gusto kong i-share. But again, because of time constraint, because of the deadlines that you are chasing, hindi mo na talaga mabuhos lahat-lahat na mga gusto mong gawin.
Okay, how about you, Sir Vince? Do you have any more questions to ask for regarding our topic?
None so far. I'm all good. Very fruitful na discussion, actually, Mar.
Yes. So let's continue reading the comments. So from Frolaine May Elemino, tuwing deadline ko lang talaga maaalala na may pangarap pala talaga ako. Time management, let's go.
Oo, kasi, 'di ba? May mga ganyang tao talaga na kasi ang dami ko talagang kilalang taong ganito na they are effective when they are chasing on deadlines, no? So again and again, hindi ko naman siya sinabi na bad habit siya, but somehow hindi siya magandang practice na we wait for the deadlines before we realize that we have dream, that we are to finish our course, we wanted to become a dance lister, or we want to get a good grades, no, kasi ayun na nga, hindi siya magiging epektibo yung ating isasubmit na output or yung gawa natin if talagang constrained yung time natin, no? So it's prepare things kasi if you manage your time well and you allocated your time on that specific task, mas magiging effective, mas magiging maganda yung output ng kinalabasan ng gagawin mong something, no?
Yes, that's true, Emma. No, kasi for me, one of the greatest motivations is the deadline. So, dyan talaga, that's where the magic happens. The date near the deadline. So, you'll be able to do things swiftly in a manner that you don't know na possible pala. So, what can you say, Sir Vince?
Tama. Well, to me that's effective kasi even sa klase, 11th hour na talaga ako nagagawa ng mga requirements, assignments, and all that. And I can produce naman high quality na assignment. Okay naman, 'di ba? But I do not recommend na gayahin yun din because it does not apply to all. I believe so. If hindi siya applicable sa inyo, 'di ba? Then do not procrastinate. You do it ahead of time. Pero pag parehas ka sa amin na nasanay. Kami kasi I believe ikaw rin 'di ba nasanay ka na or na-condition ka na sa idea na kasi nung sa publication 'di ba we have to beat deadlines. Kailangan na talaga itong ma-edit ito, ma-proofread ito.
Yes,
Need
sir.
na talaga ito masabit dun sa publishing house. 'Di ba? I mean, um na condition na nasanay na ako sa idea na I have to do things in an instant. Di ba dapat kailangan itong gawin ito agad-agad na. Right? Yung ganun. Siguro feeling ko pag isabak ako dun sa Squid Game, feeling ko mag-survive ako.
Bakit, sir?
Oo, kasi di ba na siguro na nasanay ni yung utak ko na mag-isip ng to think of strategies on how to ace or to get through a certain task. Di ba? So tayo pala yung mga players pala tayo, Mark, kasi naka-green ako, ikaw din, ikaw yung number 1.
Naka-green din ako,
green
ako.
ka. Wala itong political wala itong political implications. We're just doing the Squid Game. Yep, yun po yun.
Ako naman Sir Vin, siguro kung sasali ako sa Squid Game, matatalo ako siguro in the first and second kasi I have soft heart. So I'd rather die than die without me doing anything. So, ganyan. Yun yung
alam mo, Eman, feeling ko ako yung tatalo sa'yo kasi I'm a total opposite of you. Kung sa 100 pa, parang ako yung yung si Si
Before,
Echo, doon ako kilala mo si Echo. Si Echo kasi, I'm a fan of Echo kasi strong-willed si Echo eh. Alam mo yung she knows how to separate emotions from duty. Importante yun eh. Kahit, di ba, kahit pag professional ka, halimbawa, you get attracted to a colleague, kailangan mo yung isang tabi, and even sa even sa other na mga larangan. Especially in decision making, importante yun na you are confronted. 'Di ba na-mention kanina ng qualities of a good leader. Na-mention dun na you have a vision, that's one good thing, and you should be able to make a hard decision. It's not just a
yeah,
mere decision, it's a hard decision. Totoo 'yun.
true.
Your leadership skills will be tested through decision making, through the decisions
Correct.
that you make, because that will define the leader that you are. Okay, describe yung anong type ng ng leader ka during critical times. 'Di ba sa
Correct,
mga
correct.
movies, may mga advisor sila, ganito ganyan, but yung iba talaga, 'di ba, kaysa sa The 100, si Octavia, si O, grabe, napaka-firm niya, strong na strong, 'di ba? Pag sinabing batas, batas talaga, 'di ba? So parang
Correct.
siya, parang the Mao style ng leadership, 'di ba? So, yun, kahit nga 'di ba, yung brother niya, sinabak niya talaga doon sa bakbakan sa loob ng parang anong tawag, bunker. O 'di ba? So ganun siya. Walang pamilya-pamilya, pag kailangan niyang i-punish niya. Oh. So ganun na parang I like that I like that kind of leadership na yung bang by the rule talaga. Although may mga soft side naman din siya. I believe kahit sinong parang seemingly ano bang tawag yan, yung strong na leader, I really believe na may mga soft side yan sila. May mga weaknesses yan sila. 'Di ba?
Correct.
Tulad na, especially mga mahal natin sa buhay. Oh, sir. 'Di ba?
Ang dami naman.
So, parang
Ang
parang ang
daming
deep
masa
naman nung
dito.
ko, sinabi ko.
Yes, sir. Ba't tayo naabot dun, sir? Well, anyways, so thank you very much for the insights, Sir Vince and Emmanuel. So for now, we will be watching another video prepared by the student formation students. So let's watch this.
In December 2019, COVID struck humanity. Life got hard. But life always finds a way. What if you are a leader? A youth leader to be exact. How can you make a difference in the society?
A leader is someone who can see how things can be improved and who rallies people to move toward a better vision. Leaders can work toward making their vision a reality while putting people first. Just being able to motivate people isn't enough. Leaders need to be empathetic and connect with people to be successful. As a leader, you must be a good follower. I acknowledge the opinion of my team and apply it on my decision. I will acknowledge my team and be their influence.
As a young individual, we encourage the community to follow simple and routine World Health Organization guidelines, educate our family, friends, and community to get vaccinated, washing hands, social distancing, avoid crowds, wearing masks, and it is important also to monitor our health daily.
Instead of going out without any important reasons, it is better to do things like planting. In that case, you are avoiding and following the stay-at-home protocol, and then you are beautifying your home at the same time.
As a leader of community, I should implement and obey the rules and regulations, especially for wearing a face mask and face shield. When you're outside of your home, we should educate ourselves to be to us more independent when it comes to safety, because health is wealth nowadays. We need to ensure ourselves that are healthy, despite of what we face today.
I think some of the ways to show leadership during this time of pandemic is to encourage and give opportunities to everyone on how to maximize their time. Despite the limitations, cost-based organizations made ways to offer free webinars for several awareness and empowerment drives. This would help them establish connection towards the society despite being at home.
Being a youth, I will be a role model or example for my fellow youth to follow the rules and teach my fellow youth the pros and cons of their actions to the community so that they will realize and learn from it.
Good day. As a youth leader, I will establish support and appropriate relationship with other youth members and their families in the way we can stand as one and there is unity in our community. And also, I will be the best version of myself to be a good example to others.
As the leader of the community, I will rely on the leader's job. It is not to take off all problems of the community themselves and fix everything, but rather to work together with everyone involved. In your area, such as the following local guidelines and safety protocols by the governments.
If given a chance to be a youth leader, I would make myself as a living example or a role model to always wear a face mask, face shield, and I would encourage everyone to have their vaccine. If it is not necessary to go out, please stay home for safety.
All right, we are back, and for one last time, we will be reading the comments. We will be reading the insights of our viewers from our comments section. So is Emmanuel still here? Oh, yun. Okay, so the first comment is from Christine Joy Lebico. Rush-made output doesn't actually work for those who aim for an excellent output.
Rush made output doesn't actually work for those who aim for an excellent output. Um, Sir Vince, gusto na ko madunggan ang imong thoughts ani kay ako manggod nga tao, um, it doesn't matter actually if you are on a rush or not at all. So as long as you set your goal, ano ba talaga yung goal mo? Kasi when I enrolled BS in social work in Jose Maria College, my super duper goal talaga is to align it with my current profession, no, with my current work, na I should be able to fully understand what are the functions of the social workers considering that I am providing social services, no, sa to ang mga clients. But I don't know, Sir Vince. I need your enlightenment with this one. Kasi ako, I can do anything. Char. Hindi man anything, but I can effectively work if regardless if it rush or not, and I can give the best that I can and give the excellent output as always.
Yes, Emma, Christine Joy says rush made output doesn't actually work for those who aim for an excellent output. That could be, I understand that she sees it that way. I also see it in another way. That could be true yung sabi niya, siguro sa mga novice, sa mga ano na um, sa anong tawag yan, sa employment na world siguro or kung sabihin natin sa professional na jobs. Sa mga novice or mga newbies or beginners, I think ito mag-apply ito, 'di ba? They really need time to prepare, ganito ganyan. But the moment kasi that you become a seasoned na professional, you will discover in the long run yung mga strategies to make things na madali na ano na gawin. All right? Maka-discover ka na, ay, may ibang process pala para makapag-shortcut ako. Tulad sa math, 'di ba? May mga formula kayo, 'di ba, na i-present ang teacher na sobrang haba, and then other students can discover na may mga ano pala, na may strategies or ways na parang shortcut leading towards the same results. All right? The same is true with ano with your jobs in whatever you do. All right? Or siguro sa mga freelance mo na mga ginagawa. Ganito ha, I'm going to share with you an anecdote. Noon, I used to prepare a very lengthy, siguro 2 or 3 page na script for emceeing social events such as wedding, debuts, corporate events, mga and the rest na mga event kasi nasa event ako na industry noon. At first, when I was starting, nag-prepare talaga ako ng back to back talaga yan. Like parang kung sa teaching pa detailed na lesson plan, nag-prepare talaga na kung ano yung sasabihin ko nung una, ganito and I reviewed kasi ako gina-video ko sarili so that I can also evaluate how I do or how I perform on stage. Sabi ko na ay hindi masyadong engaging, or yung, alam mo yung parang nag-focus ka lang yung parang nakipag-communicate ka doon sa paper or doon sa hinanda mo na the script, hindi directly doon sa audience, right? Yung rapport mo hindi ganoon ka solid. And then until such time is syempre 'di ba yung sinasabi pag nagiging routine na siya, paulit-ulit na yung ginagawa mo, alam mo na yung unang mangyayari, alam mo na as the guests arrive, may mga cocktails, they enjoy the pika-pika and all that. You know what to say already, you know how to do it. Experience will teach you. Experience is the best teacher. May mga instances noon na iba siya kumpara doon sa yung inexpect na output or outcome. May mga scenarios na halimbawa, hindi dumating si ganito, na late dumating yung ganito, hindi available yung ganito, right? So ano yung parang, paano yung magiging adlib mo, alright? You have, I have been trained to think on my feet base doon sa parang real life or authentic na mga test or exam. So in the long run, alam mo na yung shortcuts, the nitty-gritty of your art, of your craft. And so yes, kahit nga yun pag may mag-call on the spot ha, I'm so proud to say this after having been emceeing for siguro 3 years already, professional hosting for 3 years already sa social events. Kahit may magtawag sa akin na on the spot na, hey, available ka ba ngayon? Emergency, may wedding dito sa halimbawa Upview Hotel, Delunor. Yep, I can do it. Okay, bis lang ako, then on my way. Bigyan lang ako ng invitation card with the list of the principal sponsors and the rest of the guests. I can deliver a good show. I can assure that. So ayun, that's my take siguro for a starter, yes, totoo 'yun na if you're aiming for an excellent output, sa umpisa talaga, 'di ba? Lahat naman tayo wala naman siguro 'di ba, paglabas natin sa mundong ito, 'di ba, pag-cry natin, pag pinanganak tayo ng mga mothers natin, 'di ba, hindi naman na, hey, I have a PhD in my past. Okay, I know already a lot of things. Wala namang ganon. All right. It's a process naman. Everything is a process. We will learn things eventually. One day at a time. 'Di ba Eman, tsaka I don't know kung narinig niyo na ito, but there's an idiom na sinasabi, Rome was not built on one day. Tandaan niyo 'yan.
Yes.
Hindi, wala na mugna ang Rome sa usa lang ka adlaw. It took many years for it to be built. Okay? Kasi para yung foundation niya strong, 'di ba? Hindi pwede yung shortcut tayo, 'di ba? Ay hindi dapat shortcut na ako, doon na ako. All right? Kaya nga may formal education tayo para ma-test tayo kahit na alam na natin 'yan, ma-review tayo, may gina-test tayo. All right? Para may katibayan that we learn. All right? So yun siya. Yun yung take ko. So for starters, yeah, importante talaga yun that we take our time. Pero sa professionals kasi, hindi mo na siya binabayaran yung parang the output. Or 'di ba kasi 'di ba ito hot topic din ito sa among professionals or sa mga freelancers na ano ba yan, 5 minutes mo lang, kaya mo palang gawin in 5 minutes. Why do I have to pay you this much? 'Di ba? Yung perspective naman as a freelancers, you do not pay for the talent, but you also pay for the years of experience. Kasi 'di ba pinag-aralan yan, they have put forth their effort, their education, they have invested in their education. All right? So, yun siya. Ang dami ko sinasabi
Actually, kaya nga it's hard for me to answer it. Baka kasi sabihin nila, uy, kanang hangin man kayo na siya, uy, kanang feeling hot. But sa akin kasi talaga, tama yun, Sir Vince, no, na I did not, or I wasn't, I was not like that right away, no? Kasi over the years, because of the experience, because of the ayun na nga, experience I have in life, that made me um, do things rush or not rush, no. Na ay mga kuan, but again, that depends, that depends on a person's um, that actually depends on a person, kasi naman po yung mga misking bito ka ng mga beginners, ka ng mga no, mga beginners, they can do that, no. It's they're born like that, no. I think what the takeaways on that part is to really to really set your goals, and to really create a study plan, no. Kasi bakit mo ba papahirapan yung sarili mo to do rush or to not, if you already set it up a plan. Kasi once you set it up a plan, and then you follow the smart thing, no, simple, no, tapos measurable, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time frame. If you did that in the first place, before you came up with that specific plan, regardless if you're doing it rush, or regarding if it's you're doing it on parang kanang petics time lang, then you will have an excellent output, an excellent outcome, no. Kasi you've planned for that. You might fail along the way, doon sa first, second siguro na attempt, or third siguro na attempt, but again, do not forget to write down your challenges, kasi you will learn it, no. You will learn the strategies and the techniques on parang addressing challenges that you may came across in the future, no. Itong aming expertise siguro, hindi ko naman sinabi na super duper expertise, but itong aking side na I can do things regardless if it's rush or not, and I can still do it excellently. I can even provide excellent outcome or output, no. Hindi siya right away. Pinag-aralan ko siya because of the experience, because I am willing to learn. Ganun din sana tayo lahat, no. We should be willing to learn. Hindi dapat na porket mataas na yung naabot natin, or marami na tayong na learn, or mas magaling na tayo feeling natin, then we close our minds for new learning. So we just empty our minds every time, kasi we can never learn if parang puno na gyud ang ato ang mind, no. In relation, going back to that, you will learn that in time, and then you will master the strategy to find hard thing, the simplest one. Parang there should be a light in the darkness. So ba na? So ba to title? Bitaw, pero ayun siya. So again, this is not easy, no? Kani ato mga ginapanghatag na tips, kay siguro mingon mo na, uy, sa man na, uy, dili man jud na. Feeling lang nimo sa yun. Actually, mo pud ako gingon sa akong kagalingon to una. Feeling nimo na sa yun, pero lisod jud na siya. Lisod jud siya, to be very honest. But if you're willing to learn, if you're giving yourself a time, no, if you are setting up a goal, and then you have a goal to, you do what you plan, and you set up a time for you to achieve that, wala. And then at the end of the day, it's discipline gyud. Kana lang gyud ang ato ang kana akong ibilin. It's about discipline. It's not about expertise. It's not about the experience and all whatsoever, but it's about discipline. Discipline yourself, no? We don't need to rush. We don't need to masabi tawagan na to chase on deadlines. If you already discipline yourself in managing your activities on a daily basis, well, it's not gonna stress you, it's not gonna depress you, or it's not gonna burn you out, kasi 'di ba, you discipline yourself to finish things according to your plan. Ana siya.
Or last na lang talaga more may ano ko, may ano ako dun na-trigger ako dun since edu-trends naman ito. I'll share something na siguro na parang theory about sa education, parang ganun. Na-mention kasi ni Eman kanina, 'di ba na lisod yun daw. So, sa to lisod something in ana. Sa education man good, kung dali lang ang tanan nga na gina-learn natin, I think we're not learning anything if madali. If
Correct.
we know it already,
True.
'di ba?
Mm.
May ano kasi din, may theory diyan si Krashen, Stephen Krashen, yung input hypothesis. Na dapat yung ma-receive ninyo na information or input is hindi yung madali, hindi yung alam na natin. It should be something that is slightly more advanced than what or based dun sa current level natin. Alright? So it should para
Mm.
may challenge konti. Hindi naman yung parang yung how he describes it is yung may plus 10 na ano na level, yun sobrang mahirap naman yun. So it should not be parang overwhelming na sobrang mahirap talaga. It should be slightly more advanced. Okay? Kasi pag alam na natin, of course, no, we don't care listening in the class, di ba?
Correct.
Ay, kapag alam mo ko
Correct.
ano, ay, balik. That's the reason
True.
we have pre-test, we have diagnostic test. Di ba,
Mm.
nag-ilista tayo ng idea to check prior knowledge. Kasi pag alam na pala na nito, why do we dwell on this for very long time, 'di ba? Huwag na tayong
Correct.
wag na nating usapan halimbawa yung ano, 'di ba?
No,
Yung
wag na
ano yung
mag-discuss, diretso na exam, diretso na test, diretso na board exam, 'di ba? So ganun.
What I'm saying is, ang application nito is, 'di ba, pag nakita mo yung result na okay, most of my students alam na nila ito. So do not spend so much time on that subject matter. You dwell on the things
Mm.
na ano na parang nahihirapan sila or they need assistance. They need yung tinatawag na scaffolding, o 'di ba, yung assistant support, o 'di ba, may nag-join na talaga si Mamina. Mar. The zone of proximal development, yeah, ZPD, yan yun, mga education major dito is defined as the space between what a learner can do without assistance and what a learner can do with adult guidance in collaboration with more capable peers or more learned individual. Yun, kay Levi Gotsky naman yun. Sa ZPD, technical ito na term sa ZPD, importante yung scaffolding sa role ng teacher. 'Di ba? Dami niyo natutunan yan. ZPD, scaffolding, at saka input hypothesis ni Krashen. Okay, mga English major, tandaan niyo. Alright, so ganun siya. Basically, what's the sense pag halimbawa nasa college tayo tapos ang i-learn
Correct.
natin is ABCD pa rin.
Alam na. Oo.
Alam na natin 'yun. 'Di ba?
True.
Anong sense? There's
Correct.
no learning if you know it already. 'Di ba? Yun lang masasabi ko. Hindi ako galit ha.
Correct. I agree Jude on that, no, kay we're actually not learning if dali lang, no, kasi parang okay, tapos okay, tapos what's next? Ayun na ba? Okay na ba yun? Parang ganun siya. So it's ano, it's a parang tawag nito, it's an added factor. But again and again, yung pinaka word ko talaga diyan is the discipline. No, we need to learn to discipline ourselves. Kasi at the end of the day, kapag you don't respect your time and others' time, and then you are uh, tawag niyan, you don't discipline yourselves in doing things accordingly or according to your plan, then wala, hindi ka talaga magiging effective. You will never learn. Siguro makaka-learn ka, but you will never maximize the learnings that you should supposed to be getting when you discipline yourself.
Yun, no? So, may plus factor yung discipline. And last na lang talaga, Manu, singit na rin talaga. Since andito pa naman ako. May habulin pa ako, no, ribbon cutting. Yun, tama yun. I'm not saying na, klaruhin ko lang, I'm not saying na, na walang sense or hindi talaga importante yung natin, the prior knowledge or the knowledge that we have at present. Kasi importante yun to connect to new knowledge. Okay? Kasi it's hard for you to progress on an even difficult level pag wala kang baon. Importante yung may basic ka, you have something in your pocket to buy new ideas. Okay, sabihin na natin something in your pocket is that yun yung parang sinsilyo siguro, it's an investment. Your prior knowledge is somewhat an investment to buy new ideas para makakonect ka. Alright? Kasi dapat may train of thought yun eh. Okay, para makakonect ka, para makarelate ka. Yun, may building blocks. That's it. Alright, di ba? O sige, may si Mark Paul. Let's listen in. Ano yung sabi niya? Uh, yeah, may chinat siya
Hindi,
dito.
Comment po. Maybe this will be
ito
our
may
last
comment.
comment for this episode, so please do the
Alright.
honors of reading.
Go, Mark. Please read what you, Ay, ito pala, may
So,
isa pa.
sabi ni Jessa Joyce Kambal, actually this is my classmate. Sabi niya, it depends on the person's comfortability, and an example is when a student is comfortable or much more productive when they do their output late at night. Nakakatalino rin most of the time ang cramming.
Same.
Yeah, it's really
Mm. Correct. And going back to the presentation I presented earlier, no, um yung figured out your learning style, ayun siya. Kasi that will help you, no, that will effectively help you kung effective ka, kung mas taas imuhang energy, no, or taas imuhang learning style at night, then do it at night. And then if it's in the morning, then do it in the morning. But again, going back to that rush, makita ko lang talaga yan si Rush ba. I mean, going back to that, do not wait for the deadlines yun before completing it, no? Kay usahay bitaw ka kaning usahay nga kanang we are effective in doing it at night because we tawag na, because we schedule, dili mo schedule, because we program our mind na effective ta sa gabi, and we keep on injecting that to ourselves na effective ta sa gabi mag-study, then we will be doing it at night. Not all the time. Lahi gud ang imong energy, no, lahi gud ang energy sa buntag ug sa gabi, basta kato lang, figured out your learning style, unya kanang do not wait for the deadlines, no, do not rush on things. Kay again and again, lisod jud na siya, dili gud na siya uh, magiging effective on the personal experience, ha, sharing. Hindi gud siya maging effective, especially kung dili ka sanay, kung dili ka into that.
Alright. Man and more, may parang may isang point ako diyan. Here's my argument on that note, no, yung cramming. Sa akin, cramming trains you to become a survivor. It makes you well equipped for life. Bigyan ko kayo ng evidence ako. I-present ko yung evidence ko kung bakit ko nasabi yun. Ganito yun. Sa life kasi, we do not expect things how we want it to be. Alright? Halimbawa, nasa critical ka na sitwasyon. Di ba, halimbawa, it's a game of survival. Hindi naman, you cannot expect naman na may dala kang laptop doon, may dala ka doon na books, right? Or whatever have you na, halimbawa, i-google ko kaya ito. Halimbawa, nasa gitna ka ng gera. Di ba? It needs fast thinking. Di ba? You think of a strategy, how you survive. Hindi lang siguro survival instinct ang kailangan mong ipagana, but strategies, di ba? Kailangan natin yun. I think for survival, it's also good for you to survive. Alright? Hindi lang kasi yan for academic purposes. It's really for life. 'Di ba? Because education, tulad ng philosophy ni nakalimutan ko lang ng author. Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. The things that you experience, the things na pinapagawa ng teacher niyo, it's a training, it's already life in there in itself, okay? Yung gina-test kayo kasi yung life, 'di ba, full of test. Gina-test tayo and then ganun yun. So hindi mo siya parang isipin na nakakapagod, alright? Because life on earth, 'di ba? Puno talaga ito ng mga tests, mga ganyan. Right? So yun siya.
Correct. But again, ha, do not wait for you to cram, or so ba na siya. Do not wait na mag-cramming mo before you do things, kasi meron din talaga mga advantage saka mga disadvantages, no, sa like nung sinabi ni Sir Vince kanina na cramming, no, it can actually force us to create an out of the box study method or techniques, or an out of the box ideas, no. But again, there is a disadvantage on that, kasi that will add up to your stress. Ma-stress ka, no? Lack of retention, tapos insufficient use of time, or probably uh, an appropriate use of time, and then kato mag-lower ang imong kuan, mag-lower ang imong result. So it is actually a way for us to learn, no, to survive. But there are so many things that we can do to learn how to survive by not kuan putting yourself in that situation, ana lang siya. So katong kaganina katong sa comment section, katong yun, let's go back to the presentation yun nga, figure out your learning style kasi that will gauge you, that will guide you towards your learning mechanism bitaw, what's best suits your style, no, your techniques, your strategies, your approach kay kung kuan bitaw kung i-set na to atong mind into that, no, maglisod jud mo adjust, especially bitaw pag naa mo sa kanang real world na you uh, take advantage on the much time that you have now, and you're not practicing yourself on finishing it on I mean before the deadline, so magiging mahirap siya. Ayun, so magiging mahirap siya. So let's discipline ourselves. Let's practice in um yun na nga, let's discipline ourselves, and then let us keep reminded on the tips, no, that I presented. It might be helpful for others, it might not be helpful, but you can figure out something that's best for you kasi depende naman yan siya doon sa tao kung effective, magiging effective siya sa kanya or hindi.
You know, yep, tama. In survival, by the way, ha, that could also entail time element. Alright? Tulad ng sa college, di ba? You submit something, dapat before 12 midnight. Yan. Tapos nagpasa ka one ano, tapos yung teacher napaka ano, by the rule talaga. Hindi ka naka-survive, di ba? Minsan may time element siya. So, it's just a matter of looking at ano, at different perspectives, no, sa kung ano ba yung ano, ibig sabihin ng survival. Baka, you know, baka may element ng time. Alright? So, yun siya. Tama yung kay Eman. Na if you have so much time, pag may time pa kayo, submit na kayo in advance. Alright? Kasi may iba kasi, di ba, may mga plus points pag ano, pag may advance magpasa. Alright, yun siya. Di ba may papi si Eman? Shout out sa kaya sa yung ano.
Yun. So I guess that ends our discussion for today, Sir Vince and Eman. So before we end, do you have any last words to leave to our audience, Eman?
Ayun lang, no. This pandemic talaga teaches us so many lessons in life, no. Kasi it teaches us that the world is not, I mean, we are not lying on a bed of roses, no. May mga tinik talaga tayo madadaanan along the way. And for us to survive, for us to cope up with this very fast facing generation right now, no, very stressful siguro or very challenging time of our life, um, is to discover ourselves, no, to definitely make use of the time, make use of the experience, make use of everything that we have right now. Kasi if you will to dwell on your situation ngayon, no, kasi sabihin mo na naghihirap ka or because it's pandemic is because of that, then you will never ever find a ways to fix your problem. So um, siguro I'd like to thank as well, no, lahat ng mga naiwan doon sa ating live at saka sa ating sa mga nanonood sa ating live ngayon na ayun na, learn from your experience and let your experience help you or guide you to where you would want to be in the future. So thank you so much. Keep safe, everyone, and God bless. Ayun po. Stay healthy.
Yan. Thank you very much for tuning in to another episode of JMC Edu Trends. This program is brought to you by the JMC HRMD Training and Development Section. This has been Marian Ambrosio. See you next time and keep safe. Bye, everyone.